Welcome back into episode 63. So in last week's video you saw me fighting with that blower to get it out, which I finally did. So in this week's video I want to crack that open and have a look, kind of get a read on what I need to do there. I'm not going to be able to fix it probably, certainly not now, but at least it's a job started. It's out, so I can put the engine back in without having to stand there and all those sort of things. In this week's video what I want to do is try and wrap up some more of the jobs on the engine and the engine bay before I drop it in. I'm running about 1 week late, I think. I'm going to try and drop the engine in this coming weekend. So let's do that. Spoiler alert, there is some broken bolts coming up and some panicking. So stay tuned for that. I also want to look at some of things like the washer bottom and that kind of stuff. So let's just dive into the video. Thank you for staying with me. Click the like button, subscribe button, leave me some comments, and let's see how I get on this week.
Right, I've just pulled this in half. There was 3 little clips. I've removed those. I mean, even they are really rusty. But this is what we've got inside. It turns just about. Now this is obviously, it's just very rusty, but I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. What we need to do is get the motor out so we can have a little look what's going on. I don't want to pull that off yet. 3 bolts. Now, what I would like is my socket set, but I cannot find the 8mm. I'm pretty sure they're 8s. Yeah. Okay, we're in business again. There's a socket set I never knew I had, so that's quite handy. Should be able to pull these wires through. Yeah, they come out. Okay. Right. Down to the motor. So I can't see any obvious way this comes apart. There's a little thing there, but I can't tell if that's a rusted screw or what at the moment. This I could unfold and pull it out, but that seems a pretty destructive way. So I'm going to take the rotor off and we'll see what's inside there. I might go and watch a video and see how other people take that off. I'm worried about cracking that. Probably sounds trivial, but one of the jobs I need to do is move that engine across to here. And obviously this bench is in the way. And there's so many boxes of aircon pumps and smog pumps and fans and things all collected in this area that what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to roll the 911 out, I'm going to move everything over there, pull the engine across and rotate it so it's ready just to slide strong, lift straight in. I think the engine lift can go here and lift and rotate it in quite neatly. But just basically do some of the prep work ready for dropping it back in. Bit tricky to know how to put the engine. I wanted it the other way around, so I just lift it straight in, but it sticks too far out and I can't move past it easily. So I'm wondering if I have the lift here, it will crane over, I lift it and rotate it slightly as it goes in. I think that'll be okay. I mean, ultimately I can spin it all the way around while it's on the lift. That's not a major problem. And just making sure I can get to everything. I mean, the exhaust manifolds I need to get to one side. I can move it out and get to the other side. I think it's okay like that. I think we're okay. And I think I'm going to have to face facts that my sandblaster's gone. And I'm going to have to put the manifolds on just like this. Exhaust manifolds. It's not a major problem because they are what they are. They're going to be rusty anyway. Sandblasting them would just make them look a bit cleaner, but ultimately they're going to be back looking like this pretty soon. So let's get those on. Let's get them torqued up. I've got the gaskets on already on this side. We'll do the same on the other side, and that's one more step. Same with these exhaust studs. There's a couple of original ones sort of in the middle there, new ones on the outside. I think this one takes 5 new and reuses 3 old. I'm just going to push a nut down them and just check that they're okay. But the others I'll wind in and then we'll put the exhaust manifold on. Right, so they're nice and clean. They actually cleaned up a lot better than I thought. They look like pretty much new studs now. But I'll still do the same. I'll push a thread, nut all the way along, just check the thread's clean, and then we'll wind those on. I'm using these, so that you can see how good that one is. I'm using these copper nuts, just because I know it's a usual rust spot, and this will help protect it a little bit. With me, with the wire brush, it's actually come up quite an interesting kind of brown colour. Not a bad colour really. Oh, what I need to do is just check if these have washers on. Okay, I'm going to quickly go do that on the parts diagram. I'll just put 2 on so it doesn't drop on the floor. Right, so I need washers on these. I just double checked. So, with washers on and copper nuts on, the torque spec for these is 16 to 18 foot-pounds, which is about 21 Newton meters. So I've got my smaller torque wrench that kind of does these sort of lower torque numbers. I'm not actually do them up super tight initially, just get them in. I'll do the same all the way along and then we'll torque them up. Great, okay, that's that manifold on. I'll do the same on the other side. Then it happened. One of the studs has sheared off. Not even putting that much torque on it, so that's one of the original studs that looked a bit dodgy. So we're going to have to strip all this back off and try and work out how to get that stud out now. Right, there's our offending stud, and what have we got? Probably got about, I guess maybe 10mm, 10mm left. I think my best bet here is to heat it up and then try a stud extractor and hope it comes out. Right, obviously there's the entire head to take the heat away, so it's quite hard to heat up. Let's have a look. I don't know, it's just, well, at least that means it's quite solid. It actually just slipped on the thread. Right, I'm going to try the kind of like the obvious approach here. Is I'm going to weld a nut on the end and see whether that will help it out. And the heat from the weld should sort of, if there's any Loctite or anything in there, that will help break that off. Now there's no thread to actually weld it onto now, so just tap the nut on a bit. It's probably okay, it's about halfway on, so there's a nice area to put the weld into. There we go. It's just snapped off again, taking the nut off again. So we're not getting a strong weld for some reason. There's quite a bit of weld on there. I don't know why it's just not picking it up, holding on. I could try putting the nut on deeper and kind of trying to get inside and welding inside it. Perhaps try that. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but I think I've got it. I've welded on a nice big nut. And this is where it's going to shear off on me, isn't it? We both know it. But it does seem to be turning, and I've turned probably a whole turn by now. So yeah, it's winding out. Whew! I wouldn't tell you how many nuts I've welded on here, trying to get it out. That was not easy. I did not enjoy that one bit. In the end, I turned my welder up really high, put the speed down really low, welded on a nut that was much bigger. So this is a 17 socket set, and it's onto an M8 So what is that? It's probably an M10 nut going on to an M8 stud. So there's lots of room. I filed all around the edge of the stud, so it was nice and clean. Held the nut on sort of centrally with a screwdriver, and then put a lot of weld in, but at very high power. So that means it's really, hopefully, penetrating into the stud. Well, it did penetrate into the stud, and there it is. It's out. Whew. I'm very pleased with that. Right, now that stud's out, we can get back to the business. Where did I put these? So one goes on there. This is the one, that's the new stud. So just bear in mind that's an old stud as well. I've thought about taking that out now while I can, but I think I'll just leave it. If it breaks, it breaks. We'll have it out properly. Now I know I can get studs out, but I don't see any advantage in forcing it out now. I tried before, just sort of gently taking it out, but it wasn't really interested, so. Good. Right, so there's both manifolds on, torqued up. I just want to wipe a little bit of fluid away from there. I'm quite liking the new garage layout with the engine here. Okay, so another job I want to look at is the windscreen wipers. Well, before the old engine goes back in, it's easier for me just sort of standing there. I can get to the windscreen wiper motor and check it all works. I've got the relay out. I'm struggling to test the relay at the moment. I don't know what all the connectors are on the back, so I've got to post on Renlist to find those out. But while we can, let's get in there and check the motor works. Right, so windscreen wiper motor is there. This seems to be the connector. I've still got these. These are the red wires that go to the ignition switch. Literally an on-off switch. So they'll be coming out at some point soon. Let's not worry about them now, though. So I just want to undo this connector, and I can't tell if it just pulls apart or if I need to tease it with a screwdriver. There she goes. Right. So with that apart, that's pretty grubby in there. Now I need to look up, I think it's black and green I applied power to, which is those two. Let's get my small battery and we'll just try that now. Right, I actually decided to snip these wires I keep moaning about, solder some new connectors on the end and use these instead. So if we just wire this up then, so we've got, that goes onto the earth terminal, goes onto the red terminal, which from what I read should be the high speed. Let me check I've got it around the right way. Onto the earth, onto... Oh. Ah, there we go. Pretty cool. Okay, so we know the wiper motor works, so any problems I'm getting now must be the relay or the fuse. I've checked the fuse is fine, so it's kind of pointing to the relay. And knowing that I'm struggling to test it anyway, I think we need a new relay. But I'll wait for the any replies on Renlist and we'll just check whether I'm doing it right. It's a frenzy of small jobs at the moment. So I want to get the washer bottle back in before I put the wheel on. To put the washer in, the neck comes through the wall of the engine bay here. And there's this bracket that fits on the top of the suspension mount, which I've just tidied up, given it a good spray up, and that looks pretty decent now. So that'll fit on there, that secures it all up. I've cleaned all the bits up, the washer bottle's nice and clean, it's got a new motor on it. What I need to do though is now plumb it all back up with these wires and things, which is notoriously complex. So I found a couple of Renlist posts about it, and I'll be following that through, but I might save it till after the engine's in. I don't know, we'll see how time goes. I'm very keen that the engine gets in there because it's taken a big lump in the room. It unlocks a whole host of jobs I can get actioning and sort of focus on, and it'll be a lot of fun. Right, on the bench we have the washer motor. Looks like it's seen better days, but we're just going to test whether it runs. So we've got the wires that I snipped out for the engine bay, if you remember. Positive, negative. Let's just see. Positive. Okay, it's making a noise. Right, I know what that is. So you can hear it just shunting. What it more than likely is, it's got gunked up inside there. So I think we'll have it apart.
See if we can see what's inside, what's jamming it. But I can definitely hear the motor shunting backs and forwards. That's not looking great. I think I'll probably just buy a new one of these. There's no point sort of fighting it. It is very old. I can probably get it working, but why? You know, it could just, I could sink a lot of time into restoring this for no real benefit. That is really solid. Well, out of time again, I'm afraid. Not bad progress. The stud nearly killed me. I was running out of ideas because I was sure welding a nut on was going to work. I didn't know I had to put a bigger nut on. So anyway, really pleased to have that on, that out, and those manifolds back on. The washer bottle, I think it comes across, it's in there, but I've not bothered final plumbing it up. The washer pump is behind me on the bench in bits. I'm just going to scrap it and buy a new one. And I think I'm going to remount it on the inside of the wheel arch as opposed to dropping it next to the master brake cylinder, which is going to be a pain to get at with the engine in. There seems no reason not to just push all the pipework through the side of the engine bay and mount it on the inside of the wheel arch. Probably more secure there. I'll decide about that though. And a few other little jobs. But the exciting thing is I am going to drop this engine in this weekend coming. There's no reason not to that I can see. Everything I can think of has been done. I even swapped around the exhaust heat shields, which are on backwards. I think we're looking pretty good. So tune in next week to see the engine going in. It's me standing right here, the lift, isn't it? Should be good. But as ever, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.